Okay, tips on irrigation. So let's say we have this boundary. So I'm gonna bring it over here. And at the end of the result, you're gonna want to have something like this. So let me just bring it to the side quick. So this gray area is gonna be our landscape boundary. And what we want to do is have sprinklers and have at least in every single square footage, square inch in this area, have at least two sprinkler spraying in the area without having sprinkler going over the boundary. So usually when approaching this, you want to start little first and then go big. So first we'll start with corners. And usually when it comes to measuring out how far each water should shoot out, you do the radius based on the shorter side. So, let's see. So this is one corner. So this is a 10 foot. So by looking at this chart, corner is 90 degrees. So 90 to 210. And what type is going to depend on these numbers. So since it was 10 feet, 6 to 10 feet, it's this. So we will use the 1 because it's 90 degrees and it's within the 6 to 10 feet range with that radius. So I'll copy this and place it here. Okay, that's one corner. But how about this corner? So what about this corner here? Wouldn't you need a 90 degree? No. Because if you were to put a circle here, this square footage is 270 degrees. So since we want to start small first, we'll ignore this corner. But this one's a 90, so let's see what kind of circle this is. Okay, so it's 10 feet. So since this is pretty much the same thing, put this here. And this is probably the same thing too, so I'll put this here. This is a 270, so ignore. So how about this one? This side and this side. Well, since this is the shorter side, we will be using that. So again, measure it out, and that's 10. So it's the same thing. Okay, the shorter side, let's just make sure it's 10. Okay, this is 10. You can also check, make sure if it's going the corner to corner, the edge of the circle is going to meet the head of another sprinkler or another edge. That's how you know it's good. So this is a corner, and this is a corner, and that's it. So usually how I like to stay organized is color coding and cropping here and there. So let's see. See if this looks, make sure everything looks nice. So let me just trim the outsides. Yeah. So quarter sprinklers should be shaped like this, quarter of a circle. If it's not, then it is not correct. So now let's move to the other corners, the 270. Usually I like to start small to big, but I would like to have my corners done first. So we'll do the 270s and then go back to halves, which is 180. So 270s, these missing corners here. So usually when you draw your 270s, you just make sure you're drawing the edge of the circle to corners. So corner can be here. You don't you wouldn't want it to be up here. So that's way beyond that. Even if you were to crop it, it wouldn't be 270. Wait, here, let me show you. So like if I were to do this, that's a 90 fan. If I were to do this, that's wrong. Because look, if I were to crop it, that is not 270. It's going way over. So yeah, so when you draw your circles, just make sure it fully represents that degree that you actually want to do. So let me just color code these really quick. So these are my 90s, and now let's draw 270s. Okay, 270. I'll start at this corner, and I'll go to the shortest corner next, which is 10. So see, if I were to crop this, a fourth of a circle is being cropped out, and that's perfectly 270. It is not going beyond, because beyond is hard surface, and you do not want water to be sprinkling on hard surface, only soft scape. Okay, so 270. And the distance was 10. Let me make sure. So let's go back. So we use a 270 circle, and the radius was 10 feet. So we'll be using the 2. Okay. So another corner here. And see, matches up the corners perfectly. Corner here matches up great. Corner here matches up great. Okay. And now let me just crop this real quick. Oh, let me just change the colors first. Stay organized. And then let me just crop this real quick. Okay. So see, perfectly 270, perfectly 270, 270, 270, and they all match up with the corners. Going from head up the sprinklers. Now let's do halves. This is when it gets a little harder. So halves, how you know how wide each half is just you divide each side evenly and make sure the bottoms of each half reaches to the bottom of heads or corners, edges of other sprinklers. So let me just, so also we already know we won't need a half here because already 2 sprinklers is pretty much filling up this area. What I mean by that is looking at each little space here, we can tell. Like for example, this corner right here, it's covered by this sprinkler. That fills in all this. And covered by this 270 sprinkler covers all this. Here, I'll give you a good visualization for this real quick. So looking in all these areas, this sprinkler, see what this 270s fills in all this, and this fills in all this. So looking at where these two overlap, we know it's this, 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 this. And we can also apply. See, these two are overlapping, so this is filled. And this is filled. So yeah, that's how you know. That's a quick way to know if things are being filled by using the hatch command. So we can start out with a half circle being here, because we know this area right here isn't being filled. This is only going up to here. This one is only going up to here, and these two aren't reaching. So we will need a half right here. So to do that, circle, and have it meeting with halves. But it can't do it to here, because it's going beyond these ones here, and that wouldn't work. So usually you do it to the shortest, nearest sprinkler. Okay, so let's check the distance. 10 feet. So looking at halves, it's within this range. Remember 10 feet. So it's 1. Okay. And we'll probably need for this side because all this area is being sprinkled. This area too. This one too. So to do so, let's make a circle. Starting at the middle. And align it with the shortest edge sprinkler, nearest edge. We don't do it to the nearest edge of this because that's not an edge of a circle. When I talk about edge of a circle, I'm talking about when the circle meets, when the other sprinkler circles reach the edge of the other, of the shape of the softscape area boundaries. So it'd be here. So there's one half circle. But then I drew this circle, but do you think I need any more? Well, when you draw half circles, let me put the sprinkler number in first, real quick. Well, when you draw half circles, you're gonna want other edges to be meeting it. So we'll have to make another 2 more half circles. I'll explain after I do it. So meeting at this middle of this center of this half circle, we're gonna have to meet from this center here to here. We want edges of one half to meet here to here. So at this center here, and meet it. And we'll do the same here. Oops. Now I'll put 2 more. Sprinkler. Okay, so that is about it. Halves. So again, the reason why I did it at that specific measurement, why 10 feet? Again, if I were to do that first one, less than 10 feet, like about here, you're gonna need too many sprinklers. It's gonna be a lot more like here and then here and then here and then here. Something like that. It's too many. You want to use the least amount of water. So again, 10 because we're going from the edge of the nearest, like I said before. So edge of nearest. And we would want 2 more. Why? To fill in this extra void of no water over here. I mean, no like 2 crossing sprinklers of water amount crossing here. And even though this area has filled in, this area has filled in, this area has filled in too, we still have a void right here. And we need more sprinklers. So that's why we need 2 more, just to fill in more voids. It also makes more sense to again, have these half circles evenly divide and meet to both sides. The other sprinklers, the edges. So we quickly organize. And color code. And then now we'll be doing full circles. Now, how I usually check where I need full circles exactly is when I hatch everywhere. Sloppily hatch. So let me get these and start hatching. And so you can skip this part if you want, but I'm gonna start making sure areas has double sprinkler. So looking here and here again, double here, double here, double here, double here, double. This circle with this area here, this circle reaches over and this circle reaches over. So it's a hatch. That one's good. In this area, this circle reaches over and this circle reaches over. So all that is filled, so it's all good. So good. Look down here. Within this area, this circle goes in, so all this is good. And this circle crosses over too. So this leftover is good too. So within that area, it's all good. And it would be the same thing for this one. Now, this is when problem occurs. So within this area, this circle crosses in here, and this circle crosses in here. But what about this little diamond? No, nothing. It's only one of this half. So we'll need to have a full circle reaching in here. But for now, we can hatch and say, hey, this is double. This one. This one and this one crosses in here. This one and this one crosses in the rest. So we can hatch it. Same with this. All these 2 hatch. So this whole area is filled. This whole area is filled. So we're all good. It's okay if you triple sprinkle, quadruple sprinkle. You just need to reach the bare minimum of double sprinkle. Okay. This one and this one crosses over. So this area is good. Now, this is when it gets a little difficult. This area does not meet it. There's only one sprinkler. This one's not hatched. This area only has one sprinkle. There's nothing else crosses over this area. Only this 3/4 270 sprinkler reaches this area. This one goes here, these two, so these two cross, but nothing crosses here. And this sprinkler, we go over here, cross over here, cross up here, and cross up here. So anything cross over here? Let's see. It's sprinkler, no. Cross over here, no. No. So this is an empty spot. This is a big empty spot. This is empty. This is empty. And these two cross. Okay. So this is a little bit of an awkward looking area, but this is where we'll have to put in the full circles in. So adding full circles may be a little hard, but don't worry. They start, once you put in the first one, the logic comes in after until complete. So one area where I would like to start putting full circles is where you kind of see like a butterfly looking shape. So kind of like two wings, kind of like this one. And then I would put a circle in. And you do it based on closest sprinkler, so it'd be this. And so that means now everything within this circle is good because this sprinkler and this sprinkler crosses. So it's hatched. The sprinkler and the sprinkler is crossed over. Hatched. It is the same for that other side. Over here. But not over here actually. So that means we still need more circles. So how do we know where to place the other circles? You look for more of these like two circles joining each other type shapes. So it would probably be here. But how big is it supposed to be? You meet it to the edges again. So it'd be here. And let's see where these cross. So this circle, wait, let me. So with this circle hatch, within it, this is hatched. This is hatched, this is hatched, this is hatched. Yes, and yes. We still have these gaps. Before I go on, I forgot to add my sprinkler numbers. So again, from the middle, the end, 10 feet, and then middle and 10 feet. So with full 10 feet, we'll be using 3. Okay. So it makes sense to have a circle that has an arc between all these sprinklers. Perfect. So at the center here, because it looks like a butterfly. When I talk about butterfly, I'm talking about like a shape like this. Let me quickly copy all these. Talking about this shape. That's when you know. It's kind of hard to explain, but imperfectly meets. So everything's filled in now. So this is the end result. So let me patch. Make sure. Yes. These two cross. This one crosses and this one crosses. Okay. Oh. So it might be a little confusing with, the exact distance, circles, or where exactly the circles go. But just remember that one, when circles are drawn, make sure it's the edges like this. The circle reaches the shortest distance of nearest sprinkler, and location is based on the edges of other sprinklers and edges of the planting area itself. It should work out.